Okay, it's Christine again, and welcome to the lesson 3, which is Cinderella niche or super niche. So, in this lesson, what you're going to be going through, we've already gone through the message market media, and obviously, the media is your book. Message is whatever the message is that you have that you want to get through in your book, and market is what we're going to be looking at now. So what we looked at before, and we're going to delve into a bit deeper now. So while we're going through these lessons, then you are going to be seen as the thought leader, the expert in your niche. This is what's going to really stand you out from the crowd and from everyone else. So especially as we delve down into these, I'll do another Venn diagram in a moment that's going to show you more about those as well. So let's just move on through the markets. So if anyone's been to Bali and up to Ubud, you will know exactly where this is. So I can imagine myself standing at the top of those steps there and looking down into the market, and I can actually smell it as I'm looking, because it's not a pleasant smell, that's one thing for sure, especially in the heat. But can you imagine being one of these post stall holders here in this busy market? How on earth do they stand out from anyone else? I do feel really, really sorry for them there, because, obviously everyone wants you to come and buy their stuff, and it's just like you or I or myself, when we're in the market, when we're trying to be all things to everyone, we can't do that. We need to be seen as unique. We need to be seen as the expert, and the only way we can do that is by not being in the market along with everyone else, trying to be all things to everyone. When we're trying to be all things to everyone, we're going what we call wide and narrow. And when we're doing that, we actually are, if our message is not getting across to anyone because we don't have any clear clarity, people don't know who we're working for, what we're doing, or anything. So this is going to give us absolute clarity around what we're going to do, and the exercises that you're going to take coming up are going to give you really real clarity about it. Now, as I say, it's still, whether you're even if you're writing your book for a legacy, and it's not necessarily for building your business or for building, your authority and what have you around a topic, it's still good to go through these exercises to give you an understanding. Yeah, if you've got your legacy, it is different. That you've got your message, and your message is your message is your message. But it still might help you in a way that you want to deliver that message so that other people get a lot out of it. Obviously, if you're writing your book really to leave for your children, and grandchildren, that sort of thing, probably not. I don't know whether you probably don't have any, desire for it to become a #1 bestseller, because, it's not for authority or anything. So, that's slightly different. But certainly if you are in business, you have a business, or you're starting a business, then this is vital, whether it's for your book, whether it's for your content, whether it's for who you're going to be working for. This is the #1 biggest mistake that most people make, most coaches, consultants, speakers, local business. If they are not doing this, this is the biggest mistake, and where they're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, so the riche is in the niche, people say, or the rich is in the niche, but I say it's in the super niche. So we've got the market, which is the bigger market there, and then we come down to the niche, and then I'm going to show you how to come down even smaller into a super niche, or even Cinderella niche. Sometimes I call it Cinderella niche, sometimes I call it super niche. Okay, so here we've actually gone down into, and the video goes into much more detail about this, so I'm not going into the detail here. The one down below will go into much more detail. Look at this market stall. This one isn't in Bali, whether it's Sri Lanka or India or somewhere like that, I'm not sure. But if you look at those beautiful pyramids there with that one lime perched right up on the top of that pyramid. So here they have really niched down. They are only selling limes, but they're in the market with everyone else. How do you stand out from the crowd here? Everyone else is in this market only selling limes. So I dare say this would be even harder than the previous one. I think what you've got to do here is just shout and be the loudest or be the cheapest, whichever it might be. But they look fairly happy, so. Okay, so what we're going to do is even with a super niche, how can you even make it different and stand out from the crowd? Well, these beautiful salad boats certainly do that. And actually, when I was in Bali a few times ago, I did some watermelon carving, and I was quite chuffed with how it turned out. I'll have to find the photographs for it. So here, these are just stunning, just beautiful little fruit baskets. So what we're going to do in these lessons is you're going to take a deep dive down into your market, into your super niche, and into your avatar. And this is going to have you seen as a thought leader, and it's going to have other people, you're going to inspire people to really follow you with what you're doing, seen as the expert, the thought leader in your industry, in your niche. Now, what happens is only 3% of your ideal audience are looking for what it is that you have to offer. And everyone else is in that market. Everyone else is going for that same 3%. So everyone else is selling, marketing, send whatever it might be. They're all going after that same 3%. What happens to the other 97%? Well, 30% you can just discount because they're never ever going to buy. They're never going to seek help. They're never going to help. Seek you out to help them solve their problem. So what I'm going to go through is talk about how to attract the other 67% that hardly anyone else is doing. And this is where you're going to really stand out from the crowd, really seen as the expert with the authority, with your book, whether it's Facebook marketing, whether it's blog posts, whatever it might be. As I said, 97% of your ideal potential clients are not looking for your book, your product, your program, or your service. So, I've got a little flyer here that I used to have, which is, are you in a dog fight? Stop fighting for the 3%, go for the 67%. So if I can, let me just see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in. So if you look at the first 30% there, they're going to always be a no. The next 30% are people who you can help solve their problems. They're actually unconscious that they have a problem. They're not completely aware that they have a problem. So what you would do with your book is really start to educate them around their problem that they have, making them aware that they have a problem, making them aware that there is a solution as well. That's as we move up into the next one. So when we go from this one, you're making them aware through lots of different means that they have a problem. Then they move up into this. What we're doing here is just moving them up into each one until they come up here to buy. So then, still in your book, and in anything else that you're doing as well, not just in your book, then what you're doing, let me just get rid of this. What you're doing here, now I haven't got my arrow, my mouse, oops. Okay, I haven't got my cursor, so sorry I can't point. Maybe if I don't even know how I got that up before. Okay, I'll just quickly go through this without the cursor anyway. So what you're going to do is bring them up so that they're aware that they have a problem and they become aware that there is a solution as well through this, but there's not really any sense of urgency. They're aware that they've a problem and there's a solution, but for some time in the future. So you move them up to the next level, which is where they become open to you. They know they've got a problem, they know there's a solution, they see you as the person, the natural person to come through to solve that problem, and then that moves them up into that actively shopping. They're actually, going to press the pay button and buy your product, your program, your service, whatever it is that you have that you're going to offer to them. So they see you, they've got your book, for example, and they've got to know, like, and trust you. They become really intimate with you through their book, and if you're doing this the right way, I'll show you how to do videos and things like that later on. They will even better get to know you and become more intimate with you. Okay, so the ultimate outcome is that you become the expert authority in your niche, your market, and you intimately with the 67% of your ideal clients that no one else is marketing to. As I said before, everyone's in that 3%. And you do that by providing high quality, high value, effective education, which starts with your book. This is my gorgeous niece Jessica on the left, granddaughter I should say, on the left in a mum's shoes and jewellery and handbag. So what we're going to take you through is how to really step into their shoes in the coming up exercises, that you really get to understand your ideal client much better than they do themselves even, and certainly much better than anyone else that you're competing against. And so with that, there is no competition. You are the only person they're naturally going to come through to, because you completely understand them. You know what keeps them awake at night, what's their biggest burning problem. Okay, so let's just going to finish that video. Oh no, I'm just going to take you back to, let me just put my iPad on. Just bear with me a moment. And back to this paper. Just going to put the reflector back on. Okay, I'm going to do another Venn diagram. So bear with me a moment. I'm sure you're going to get to know how to use these very soon. So I'll pick a few different colours now. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be taking you through, that you need to get a really good understanding to help you write your book, is to understand that there has to be a problem. Without a problem, whatever it is that you're doing is not going to be profitable. There'll be no money in it if there is not a problem. The next thing that there needs to be is a solution. So through your book and through everything else that you're doing, you are going to show how they can solve their problem through your solution. And then the last thing is that you have a promise that you can help them to get results. So without the problem here, what's going to happen if you don't have a problem? As I say, it's not going to be profitable, and there's going to be absolutely no demand. So because there's no demand, there'll be no money in it, and it would just be a nice little hobby for you to get your book out or to do anything else around that topic. So that's the very first thing that we need to work out, is that there is an actual problem. And the exercises, you're going to start doing some research and everything around that. That's going to help you coming up in the next few exercises. So let me just go back to the right pen. Now then, if you have a solution, if there's no solution, but you have a problem and the promise, without the solution, then obviously there's going to be no urgency. If you're not going to provide any solution whatsoever, why are they going to come and read your book? Why do they think it's going to help them? Why are they going to come and do your program? There's no urgency, so that's where they're going to be stuck in that 7% and not actually come through and buy from you in the end. And then the next thing is promise. You need to promise and show them that you are going to be able to help get them the results. And if you don't provide that promise, then there's going to be no trust. So they might see, oh yeah, I can see the problem, I can see the solution, but I can't see how they're going to provide that for me. Okay, so just bear those in mind when you're going through anything when you're setting up, doing your research, writing out your main points and everything for your book, and you will absolutely be on to a winner. I wasn't recording the whole thing. Oh, I am recording it. I nearly swore there because I just looked up here and saw that I wasn't recording. Okay, take care, and I'll see you in the next lesson.